Today we're going to talk about the recent updates with New Japan on the G1 and of course the Super J Cup for this year. More info on AEW's Weekly Show and All Out, and of course Triple Mania has now made the history book and there'll be more to come. So sit back, relax, enjoy the show.
Are you ready? Get up, get up. 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 Get up, get up.
Alright, Nico. So far the G1 has been a good, successful year this year. You know, we have seen losses and wins from every competitor. I know there's those that are deeply shocked that Moxley has lost 2 or 3 matches or something like that. 2 matches. One with Toru Yano and the other with Jay White. And then we've seen Sonata beat Okada, but he's eliminated from the tournament. Did not get the necessary points. What are your thoughts about everything, how it's going?
Toru Yano is my new MVP of the whole G1. I mean, he may not win, but damn, he's so entertaining. I mean, catch not just the tournament matches, but catch the tag matches in the beginning. They're, oh my god, he is a genius. I really would like to see him and Rocky Romero in a tag with the sneaky style.
Of course, you got Toto, who's a heavyweight, and you got Rocky, who's a junior heavyweight.
Mm-hmm.
It's a perfect combination.
Yes.
But there is that one thing where Moxley said that he will get his revenge on Toru Yano for his loss.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I have a feeling Moxley would do the same thing to White.
Oh, yeah.
You know. So, who do you predict right now could go to the finals from the A block and the B block?
A block, B block finalists.
For me, I have to say for A block, it could be Okada.
Well, yeah, for sure. Okada in the A block. The B block, man, the B block is so juicy right now. I mean, everyone's pretty much neck and neck. The final 4 top leaders, I believe, is Moxley, Naito, Jay White, and Kota, or is Kota an A?
Yeah, Kota's an A.
Okay, so the 4th one would be,
We'll follow back on that one once we get to the finals.
Yeah, my thing, Moxley, Naito, or Jay. Oh, I want it to be Naito.
Yeah, but right now it's getting a bit more interesting to see how this G1 has become from start to finish. I mean, I know people say the start is boring, but you gotta pay attention sometimes. You may never know who you think would get to the finals, or you predict who won't. But I have to say, if you watch the G1 from start to finish, they will come to light with it.
Not just that, but earlier in the tournament, I made the mistake of skipping the tag matches, and tag matches basically foreshadow things to come, and that's where you find all the storyline being built.
Yeah. There's that. I know Moxley wasn't there for the first day of the G1 when it was in Dallas.
Right.
Because he had a prior engagement.
Right.
So, but he did manage to impress everyone in New Japan in his first G1 match in Japan when he first debuted there for that one.
He can work anybody. I mean, look at the way he. Oh man, any match right now, any match that you see Moxley with, he works well with pretty much everything.
Not to mention Kenta making his appearance at the G1 for the first time. Mm-hmm. You know, it's amazing to see how we known his reputation from Noah, now jumping the gun to New Japan. And even though he lost 2 matches, he felt like he found the right competition that he wants to be in. The right competitors to face, the right matches. I think that's what he was looking for. He didn't get that when he was in WWE at all. But now it's like he's back. He's the Kenta that we all know and love. And I love that. I'm glad that he's in New Japan and he feels like it's his home now. So, we will keep more updates on the finals with the G1. So let's go with the Super J Cup.
Yeah.
So if you all don't know what the Super J Cup, Nico, can you explain this one to them?
The Super J Cup is basically similar to the Best of the Super Juniors before it changed to the name of Best of the Super Juniors. What they're doing with the Best of the J Cup is trying to bring it back, but not just bring it back, but also have it in the States.
Yeah, so we already been keeping updates on that. And I did find out recently who's participating on this year's Super J Cup. So here's the names. We got Rocky Romero, Jonathan Gresham, Clark Connors, Soberano Jr., Amazing Red for the first time in New Japan, Yo and Sho of Roppongi 3K, Bushi, Taiji Ishimori, Garistico, Taguchi, TJP, and Dragon Lee. Thoughts of these guys participating in the Super J Cup?
Taiji Ishimori?
Yep.
Personally, I would like to see Sho or Yo win it.
Yeah. To me, I have to say the one thing that surprised me is Amazing Red. Being in New Japan for the first time. Now, if you all have heard about Amazing Red, he's been the top star of the X Division in TNA, and then he has his own wrestling school, House of Glory in Brooklyn, but also became a promotion. And this year it has been announced he's retiring.
Oh, okay.
Reason behind that, his body can give so much. But I feel that he felt that there's one thing he hasn't done yet is go to New Japan.
There you go.
And I feel if, like, for Red, it's more like, if you're going to go out retiring, go out with a bang.
That's right.
And I feel Red could deliver that. But there is one wrestler Red has mentioned that he wants to face.
Who's that?
The aerial assassin himself, Will Ospreay.
Oh.
So I would love to see that match come. And Red doesn't care if it's going to take place either in House of Glory or in New Japan. But Will says that if you're going to make a statement or go out with a bang on your retirement, ought to do it on the New Japan platform.
That's right.
So we'll keep updates on this one when the J Cup starts, how it's going to start. We don't know. It's the same thing, points determination, right?
Yes.
So we'll
round robin, 2 points a match.
So once it starts, we'll keep an update on that. We'll give out our thoughts, who's in the matches, how's it going to go. But it's going to take place here in the States, right?
Yes.
At the Walter Pyramid in Long Beach, from what I understood.
Yes.
So we will keep an update on the New Japan stuff once we figure out more information on the Super J Cup. But the Climax is getting good. I think we're getting close to the finals on this one.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll get back to you guys on the New Japan. So let's keep it moving. All right. So we have been following up on AEW's recent updates. As you all know, it's been announced that their weekly show will take place on October 2nd at the Capital One Arena at Washington, D.C. Now, more dates have announced, and this was like a tease on Being the Elite. We didn't know which cities they were going for because they were going, oh, let's go to my favorite city, all that. And they have announced the week after the first show, they're going to Boston, Massachusetts.
Okay.
And the week after, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Now, Kenny hasn't said which is the one city he wants to go yet. And we're waiting the anticipation on that one, and I think that's part of the tease on Being the Elite.
Ah.
So, we're still waiting on that. But those are saying, are they going to release like a full schedule of their weekly shows? I mean, do you think they should do that? Just release all the dates?
Like all the dates.
Or some part of the dates of the weekly show.
Well, they should release the dates as they go along. Like, I mean, remember how they used to do it with Raw's War? How like they'll show all like the little dates that are coming up, or show the dates that are like coming near your town, or stuff like that.
Yeah, so I would love to see them come down here.
Yeah.
Just on our home in San Diego. But
Easy.
If we cannot, then we have to make a road trip to LA if that's the case. Yeah. We don't know. So it's either or. I mean, we both would love to see this show. So we'll keep more updates on the weekly show on their part. Now let's go with latest updates on the last pay-per-view, which is the upcoming All Out. Now we have talked about the matches that are taking place. Mm-hmm. We got Hangman Page versus Chris Jericho for the AEW World Title.
Main event?
One of the two double main events.
Oh, it's a double main event. Okay.
We got Jon Moxley versus Kenny Omega. Shawn Spears versus Cody.
Okay.
Lucha Brothers and Young Bucks for the AAA Tag Team titles in a ladder match.
Yes.
We got Joey Janela versus Darby Allin versus Jimmy Havoc.
Okay.
Now, the recent news that came out on the Road to All Out on the recent episode, mm-hmm. They're going to have the very first women's champion.
Okay.
And they're going to present it on the first day of the weekly show. Now, all you guys are probably asking how they're going to present it. The same way they did in Double or Nothing. Casino Battle Royale. This time, it's the women's turn. Now, you all may have heard, you need 21 people to participate. Mm-hmm. There's not enough women. So far, we do know they have Allie, Brandy Rhodes, Bea Priestley, Awesome Kong, and I can go on.
They can't get a bunch of Joshi girls?
Well, they could, but they have to find out what's their booking. Don't forget, not to mention, if they need visas to get over here. So, keep that in mind for everyone out there. As much as we would love to see the Yoshi girls, we don't know how this is going to work because this country has been dealing with, issues, people coming in from other countries just for work. So let's keep that in mind. But recent news has updated of 3 participants on the Road to Load. 1, Teal Piper, the daughter of WWE Hall of Famer and legendary wrestler Rowdy Piper. 2nd, former Lucha Underground star Ivelisse. And finally, this one was the biggest shocker of my life. Former WWE superstar and former NWA Women's Champion, Jazz.
Oh.
I mean, what do you think of these participants?
I would say this is all for the Battle Royale?
The Women's Casino Battle Royale, yeah.
It should be really interesting, exciting. Who do you think's going to win?
I don't know. Thing is, I would love this. I know they don't have the necessary numbers to reach the 21 mark. But I have to say there are some competitors I do have my eyes on that could potentially win the Casino Battle Royale. Now, I can see right now 2 that could win. 1 is Britt Baker.
Of course.
And the other one, I don't know if she's going to be in AEW full-time. Mm-hmm. But I am hoping they do, is Jazz. Now, keep in mind, Teal Piper...
Aja Kong's not going to be in it?
Oh, yeah, she will.
Yeah.
But they haven't announced yet, but we'll see how that goes.
Oh, they're supposed to have Aja Kong versus Awesome Kong, right?
Yeah, but we still don't know yet if they're going to go with that story following about for Fighter Fest yet. It's still... They haven't still gone with the whole thing yet.
Okay.
But I would love to see that.
Yes.
Now, We still don't know about Teal Piper or Ivelisse or Jazz. What's their status? Are they going to be full-time members of the AEW roster, or they're just being booked for this match? Personally, for me, I would love to see them be part of the AEW roster. Would you?
Oh, most definitely. What about the who was that one that they had the promo video of that at Double or Nothing?
Oh, that's Sadie Gibbs.
Sadie Gibbs. What's the deal with her?
Last I heard that she's been traveling the world. You know, thing is, we don't know how her bookings has been ever since. I know she made a huge impact with Stardom,
right,
on their last tour. If you saw the video that went viral,
okay,
which was she did a corkscrew sake, which was unheard of. That you never seen a female who can do that. We've seen women in the women's wrestling division jump off, but the way she does it is incredible. Okay. And this video caught the eye of Matt Jackson.
Oh, there you go.
So Sadie Gibbs is the one wrestler that I feel is yet to make her appearance. I would love to see her. You know, I even tweeted her one time on her birthday.
There you go.
And she said, "Thank you." You know, so she's the one wrestler I want to see. But also keep in mind, you should know, she runs her own CrossFit program. Oh. So if you guys are from England or anything, if you want CrossFit, she's the person to go.
There you go.
But I wouldn't do it because I'd probably die from it. But yeah, so I know that she is a full-time member of the AEW roster.
Right.
I'm not sure why she hasn't appeared in the recent pay-per-views, but I'm sure that maybe because she's already been booked, or she's been working mostly with her CrossFit program.
Or they're saving for the big pop for when she comes in for the Battle Royal.
Oh yeah, I could see that, you know. But there is one wrestler we haven't talked about, and she was the one person that I mentioned, Kylie Ray. People ask why she hasn't showed up recently since Double or Nothing. Reason is she had a medical issue.
Yeah.
But hopefully we could see her again. She needs to get back in the ring.
Right.
You know, if she's like the fan favorite because of her smiley. But I have to say I would love to see who else they're going to try to get to make the full 21 roster for the Casino Battle Royale. So we'll just keep more updates on if there's new information on the All Elite Wrestling Women's Casino Battle Royale for the buy-in. So this will be part of the pre-show. I can't wait to see this. You can't wait to see it?
Oh, most definitely.
All right. So that's it for this AEW stuff. So let's keep it rolling. All right. So right now, AAA's Triple Mania event is now in the history books. I have to say, we had AEW make their appearance on this main event. Now, if you guys don't know what Triple Mania is, this is like their version in Mexico of WrestleMania. Once a year, just like they do with Wrestle Kingdom. So, but the surprising is, we got members of AEW there. Now, let's tell you who's there from the AEW side. Sammy Guevara was there in a mixed tag team match, teaming up with Scarlett Bordeaux against Hijo de Villano 3, and Lady Marvella versus Sammy and Scarlett versus Big Mommy and Niña Hamburguesa for the AAA Mixed Tag Team Championships. Even though they did not win the match, but it was a good match. You know, Sammy and Scarlett worked together very well. And then we have Cody teaming with Psycho Clown and the debut of UFC fighter Cain Velasquez.
Really? Huh.
Against Tejano Jr., Taurus, and Killer Cross.
Okay.
Now, keep in mind, I did mention Cain Velasquez. Cain Velasquez, oh my God. He impressed everyone.
Oh, hell yeah.
He did some amazing in-ring performance. that was surprising. I was watching this. The commentators were surprised. I mean, people would say, how is that even possible for a guy who spent his life in MMA do the in-ring performances? You know, I have to say, whoever taught him, give yourself a pat in the back.
There you go.
You know, but it was amazing. And of course, he, Cody, and Psycho Clown won the victory. But the best part of the match with Cain Velasquez is Killer Cross. He was right face to face with Cody, and everybody were telling him to tag Cain Velasquez. Cross is like telling him, "No, don't you do it." Killer Cross did not want to face Cain Velasquez, so he tagged Tejano Jr., which he did not want. Then he tagged Taurus. Taurus didn't want to do it, but he tells, "Look, you're the bull. You got the horns." It didn't work either. And then finally they tagged Killer Cross. And then Killer Cross did not want to face Cain Velasquez. And then he tried again, but this time Taurus and Tejano pull back like, we already in ring with him. Now it's your turn.
There you go.
But it was amazing, you know. And of course, Velasquez's family were there watching this, and I know that they were emotional to see him do something different for once, you know. And of course, Dave Meltzer gave positive reviews on Cain Velasquez's performance. Ooh. I mean, that is huge.
Yeah, it is.
So I know you haven't seen it, but it's on YouTube. You can find it.
Check it out.
Yeah.
But, one thing that I do notice about AAA shows, or just shows in Mexico in general, the crowd is very entertaining.
It is.
They're very engaging. Not as much as like the New Japan crowd, but I'd like to say a crowd like in the States, but more just more engaging. Like they really enjoy watching wrestling over there. Like
you should see, if you and I get the chance to go to Tijuana to catch the Crash.
Oh yeah,
you'll see the difference. You know, we'll make a video of that on our trip for that, but we need to figure out how many people we can bring with us.
Right.
I know a friend of mine would love to go see the Crash again.
Oh yeah.
And I know another friend wants to go see the Crash.
Oh yes.
So we'll set up a day when we get an opportunity, when it arises for us. Now let's continue on with this. Then we had a rematch of Fyter Fest.
Oh,
the Elite versus Lucha Brothers and Laredo Kid. Now, keep in mind, this was Kenny Omega's first time being there.
Being in Mexico or being in a AAA arena? Okay, a AAA venue.
Yeah, this is something that many people were surprised to see, because normally big stars like this never go to a platform like this, but of course AEW wants to bring in the best they got, and Kenny's one of those guys. And it was a great match, you know, with the Elite versus the Lucha Brothers and Laredo Kid, you know, but the only result is the Lucha Brothers and Laredo Kid won the match. Now, here's what it gets interesting. After the match, Kenny has now made his new attentions. He got face-to-face with Rey Fenix. Now, here's what you guys don't know. Lucha Brothers, if you know this already, are the current AAA Tag Team Champions. But Rey Fenix is the current AAA World Heavyweight Champion.
Oh.
Kenny has his sights set on the title. So he issued a challenge to Rey Fenix for that title. And Rey Fenix accepted, and he told him that he'll do it if he can do it in his home turf in Mexico.
Oh, okay.
I mean, this is huge right here. You know, we've seen Kenny has faced the best wrestlers in the world. I know he faced Phoenix before in Northeast Wrestling. You know, and he won that match. And now this is a new territory where he's going. You know, I mean, what are your thoughts of that?
I would say that I'd like to see the Elite with all the belts again at a promotion.
Well, I think they could do that with any of the promotions they're partners with.
No, yeah.
You know, I mean, it doesn't matter if it's in AAA or OWE or their own company, AEW. I don't think it makes a difference. But we would love to see those guys with all the titles.
Yeah.
You know, so there's that. So I'm very, very happy. If you guys haven't seen the latest Being the Elite episode, you can see the original Being the Elite doing their own thing again after, what, a year? Mm-hmm. Because ever since they added guys like Cody, Hangman, Adam Cole, then Cody, when was the last time we seen those three together? I mean, it's been, what, a year?
Yeah.
And it's great to see those three again. And of course, we had Brandon Cutler, who was doing all the video. Mm-hmm. So I have to say, this is the best Triple Mania event I've ever seen. And of course, this was a great experience for them. So that's it for this segment with AAA. So let's keep on rolling. All right. Let's talk about, we're going back to the era of the territories.
Right.
NWA, or known as the National Wrestling Alliance, one of the oldest promotions in this country. And of course, we have seen how NWA has been forgotten, has been faded away for some time. Not until it was purchased 2 years ago.
Right.
By Smashing Pumpkins frontman and wrestling enthusiastic Billy Corgan. Now, for a year, Nick Aldis became the NWA World Heavyweight Champion. Mm-hmm. For a year, he has been traveling the world defending that title against anybody. It doesn't matter if it's here in the States, out in Europe, Canada, Japan, anywhere. Last year, he put that title on the line against the son of a man who won that title twice.
Cody Rhodes.
That's right. And of course, that took place at last year's prototype of All Elite Wrestling's All In. Mm-hmm. Which Cody won that match. And then, I don't know how long he held it, he lost that title back to Nick Aldis. Mm-hmm. Now, this year we saw NWA were in a partnership with Ring of Honor. They had the Crockett Cup, and of course we seen they have their tag team champions, PCO and Brody King of Villain Enterprises. Mm-hmm. And now this recent news came from our previous episode.
Marty challenged Nick Aldis for the...
We still don't know exactly where that is, but we'll follow up on that too. Now it appears they're going to go do their own weekly show.
Yes.
I mean, what are your thoughts of that?
It's good. It's healthy for them to have a weekly show. I mean, wrestling fans need multiple outlets because not everyone likes the same stuff. Some people want the high flying stuff. Some people want the luchadors. Some people want the Japanese strong style. Some people want the British strong style, and some people want whatever it is WWE is doing.
Yeah, I mean, let's not forget, NWA was the top promotion before WWE became the top promotion.
Yes.
You know, we've seen guys like Ric Flair, Sting, the Road Warriors. You know, I can go on.
Big Van Vader.
That too. We've seen guys who made their mark in NWA. They're part of that history, you know. And now Billy Corgan wants to revive it. Mm-hmm. And, of course, recent news came on this past Wednesday where they want to take it back to the old ways. And, of course, this is what has been announced. They're going to start making their first tapings this October. The location will take place in Atlanta, Georgia. But the location is still, how do I say, disclosed. They haven't announced, like, where, like, but we do know from what has been revealed that it's going to be the same type of way with Impact Wrestling and, of course, NXT. The same location.
Right.
You know, and people are still asking, is the, how do I say this, the right choice? I mean, let's look back at what's going on now with wrestling. We have WWE and AEW in competition with each other. You know, now we can say maybe NWA could be another competition for these brands, but I don't feel they're like legitimized with that yet.
No.
I mean, but there are those who are speculating with Billy Corgan that maybe he has something up his sleeve.
I wouldn't necessarily see it as Impact. Oh, sorry about that. I wouldn't necessarily see about it as NWA competing with WWE or AEW, but I'd actually see it as them competing with Impact, because Impact is getting some steam behind them.
I know I know Impact has dealt with their down with the ratings in the past. If you've been aware of this, Billy Corgan did own a partial of Impact Wrestling in the past, but he had his issues with Dixie Carter.
Who didn't have their issues with Dixie Carter?
I mean, Dixie Carter, we can say she's the female Vince Russo.
Yep.
You know, if you guys knew about that or not. Mm-hmm. But I have to say, ever since Billy Corgan bought this, I think he felt like he has a certain vision that he wants to bring out.
Right.
You know, because if you're a musician and you're a wrestling fan, you know you want to do something beyond what other promotions are doing.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I know he has Nick Aldis as his top guy. You know, he has made headways throughout the world with the title, the 10 pounds of gold, you know, all of this and that. But I would love to see NWA. Now, Billy Corgan did say on his recent video that their promotion is going to be unscripted, unchoreographed. Something that has been familiarized with NWA in the past.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I have to say, Billy Corgan's not afraid to take risk on this one.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, what do you think so far with that?
It'll work, considering New Japan, they're not choreographed and they're unscripted. They do everything on the fly, hence why their matches take so long.
Don't mind the noise. But I have to say, with NWA, I wouldn't mind if they do their own thing, you know?
Yeah.
Because look, let's look at MLW. They're not right now in competition with anybody.
No.
They're just doing their own thing, you know? And Impact is doing the same thing on their own, in terms of doing their own thing. I know AEW is trying to be their own thing, but WWE is not like looking, no, you guys are our competition, you know? But I have to say that NWA are doing exactly what they're supposed to be doing.
Oh, yeah.
Focus on your own brand, you know? Exactly what AEW is doing. You know, if you're going to have a good, stable promotion, stick to your own brand. Don't worry about what the other's doing. If they do something cool, then you have the right to be worried. You know?
They've usually just been cooler.
So it's either or on that part. So I'm excited for NWA to return, and I know you are.
Oh, yeah.
But we don't know yet what day in October it will be broadcast their first tapings.
Right.
But I like to call October the month of wrestling, since we got AEW debuting their weekly show. We got WWE having SmackDown move down there on the Fox network, and NXT will be moving to Fox Sports 1.
Oh.
So right now we'll follow up with NWA with the weekly show, and then give you guys more updates on that. So let's keep on moving.
Mm-hmm.
Right. As you all know, we've been hearing this from WWE. SmackDown is being moved to the Fox network. Now, this news came also. The Fox network approached WWE that they want to move, or should I say, they want to have NXT on the Fox Sports 1 channel.
Right.
Now, update has been revealed this week. They're going to debut this on the same month of October. It, like AEW, on a Wednesday. Timing will be 2 hours, 8 to 10. Now, we all know AEW's scheduled to have their weekly show on October 2nd, but they haven't announced when they'll have it.
Right.
Like what day. Now, it is confirmed it's on a Wednesday, but it's not been foretold what day. Is it on the 2nd, or is it a week after, or 2 weeks after? We don't know yet. I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
Again, like I said before, we need more options. We can't just sit and watch one promotion. Even though all I watch is New Japan.
Yeah.
That's besides that.
Well, basically, we're going back to the era of the Monday Night Wars, but
Yes.
except it's not Mondays.
Right.
Well, let's call this the Wednesday Wars. You know, but I have to say, look, they already announced they said they want to bring people from the main roster, thinking they will boost the ratings up for NXT. I'm like, just leave them where they're at.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry about that. You know, I mean, you and I can agree that the NXT is a great brand.
Right.
You know, you just mentioned this to me last night about Tyler Breeze when they asked him why NXT, and he said, and you said this to me, best brand, and he wasn't wrong.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, his exact quote was that it says, "How come you're not on the main roster?" He said, "NXT is the main roster."
I mean, they do have great talent in the NXT. We're not gonna deny on that, but we will keep more updates on the NXT brand, what their plans to do. Now, we do know they said that this could be their way of countering AEW.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say I don't know if it will be enough. I'm not saying it's gonna work, but I'm saying, do you really think that's gonna be enough for to stop them?
It's not gonna be. It's not gonna stop them. It's not.
I mean, look,
enough.
AEW already say we know you're there. Why
Yeah.
can't you just accept that we're gonna be here for the long
Yeah.
haul? You know, but of course we know Vince's ego.
Oh yeah.
Now let's talk about this that happened this morning. You know this. I actually have Fight TV.
Yeah.
They actually broadcast a stream from wrestling to MMA to boxing and kickboxing.
Mm-hmm.
And this was announced today that WWE is planning to purchase Fight TV. Now, the reason behind that, Fight TV broadcasts AEW, but not here in the States.
Right.
Internationally. This is their way of trying to squash AEW. Now, we all know you can still watch AEW at the BR Live.
Yes.
But internationally, we don't know how that works for them. But they're trying to. They don't see. It's not going to be in the States that you should be that you're going to be squashing. It's going to be internationally. It's not going to work with that. You know, I don't know why Vince didn't see that.
Yeah.
Because they did mention, if you have been following AEW from the start, Fight TV International, they'll broadcast their stuff.
Yes.
But not here in the States, if you've been following.
Right.
But Fight TV did tweet it that the rumors are not true. I don't know if WWE are trying to gain publicity or whatever it is they're trying to do. We don't know. But Fight TV are not just going to hand over their product to WWE like that.
Right.
Because look, we have Ring of Honor being broadcast there. We have MLW. We got some Impact. We got some of New Japan. We got other type of promotions. I don't see AEW on it.
No.
Not here in the States, but internationally, yes. I don't know why WWE are thinking that way. I mean, if you're trying to shut them down here, you should have contacted BR Live. But no, it didn't happen that way. But good thing, they're not going nowhere. So that's it, what we got for the latest news with NXT. But we will keep more updates on this one. Hopefully, we get a straight answer what day NXT will debut. All right, wrestling fans, it's that time of year again in Los Angeles in wrestling. We're talking about the return Battle for Los Angeles by Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. Now, if you guys are not familiarized with Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, let's give you a small history. Pro Wrestling Guerrilla was founded by 6 wrestlers that had enough of the promotions they were in. I can name 3 of the 6. 1,
Colt Cabana, no?
No. Joey Ryan. 2, Excalibur.
Oh, that's right.
And 3, I don't know if you heard of him or knew of him, Super Dragon.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So I don't know I forgot the names of the other 3. Now, these guys were the primary founders of Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. But here's the best part about them. They never glamorized their product.
No, not really.
Now, they had their promotion at Reseda for a long time. That was basically their home base until, what was it, last year. They had to move it to LA, further down in downtown. Now, every year they have this thing called Battle for Los Angeles, kind of like a tournament.
Yeah.
And, oh my God, their tournament is huge with great competitors. Now, let me pull out starting from number 1 to 24.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see who is in the Battle of Los Angeles. Number 1, A-Kid. 2, Jonathan Gresham. Artemis Spencer. Darby Allin. Mick Moretti. Orange Cassidy, the Sloth. Bandito. Caveman, don't know him. Jake Atlas. Tony Deppen. Ray Phoenix. Lucky Kid. Joey Janela. Brody King. Barbaro Gavenaro. Jungle Boy. Black Taurus. Ray Horace. David Starr. Laredo Kid. Last year's winner, Jeff Cobb.
There you go.
Dragon Lee. Cero Medio himself, Penta El Cero M. Daisuke Sekimoto. I hope I pronounced it right. And that's it. No win. Oh, I think that's about it. So, what do you think?
A lot of superstars that I've never heard before.
And of course, the ones you do know.
The ones that I know. Black Taurus, I heard of that guy. Isn't he?
AAA.
AAA, yeah.
He was the one that got in face to face with Cody.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I have to say, the participants for this year's Battle for Los Angeles, majority I do know of them. And, of course, everybody is dying to want to see this tournament. You know what I mean? I remember seeing Sammy Guevara vlogging his last year's participant at the Battle for Los Angeles. But we don't know if Jeff Cobb can win it again for a second time in a row. But there are those who we can determine that it's a possibility they could win.
I want to see Darby Allin win it.
Of course. Who wouldn't love to see Darby Allin win it? You know what I mean?
Go figure it out yourself.
So anyway, I have to say this year's PWG is going to be great. So, if you guys don't know this, how do we watch it? Well, there's only one way to watch it. You got to go to LA and watch it.
Really? They're not streaming?
No.
They're not. No DVDs?
You can get the DVDs, but there's a reason why you can't stream. You cannot stream it. Super Dragon is very strict. You know, if you have been following Being the Elite on when they went back to when the Bucks go back to Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, Super Dragon would never allow anybody to videotape the show.
Well, no.
Only he has his own people.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but Super Dragon is very protective of his product. You know, I mean, I respect that out of him.
Well, yeah, it's not like he's like getting that many tickets sold to whereas he can go stream or go live. You know.
Yeah. So basically, but you can purchase their DVDs either on High Spot Wrestling's or on the PWG website.
Okay.
So there's two ways you can purchase their DVDs if you haven't seen Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. Now, I've seen clips from them from time to time. But I probably may have to follow Battle for Los Angeles on Twitter. I may not be able to see the matches, but if you guys follow it on Twitter, you'd be able to follow it. Or try to hear from fans that were there.
What are the brackets like with the Battle of Los Angeles? Is it a round robin or is it not?
All I know is it's like a tournament, like pop elimination style.
Oh, okay, okay.
You know, unlike the New Japan where it's only based on points.
Yes.
I mean, there's a difference with us and the Japanese. I'm not saying it's a good or a bad thing, but everybody has their way.
Right.
You know, not gonna say it's a bad thing, but we can agree everybody has their way that works. So, we will follow more on the Battle for Los Angeles, who is it advancing and who's not, and do we have any predictions for anybody who may win it this year?
Darby Allin.
He has Darby Allin. Me, I'm still biased on who because they got some great talent, but there's one I'm kind of interested to see how they're gonna go with. I'm talking about the Sloth himself, Orange Cassidy. I mean, if you guys saw him at the Casino Battle Royale at Double or Nothing, but we'll follow up on that, you know, on Battle for Los Angeles. So let's keep it moving. All right, last thing we're going to talk about is House of Glory. As you know, this is Red's promotion, and now he's going to retire. They're going to have today their upcoming event, High Intensity 8.
What's High Intensity 8?
What?
What's High Intensity 8?
It's high intensity. You get a lot of people in there. And not to mention, we got some great people, and we got a legendary wrestler from both WWE and WCW. I'm talking about a Chico being
The
there.
bad guy?
The bad guy himself.
El Jefe?
Yep. Razor Ramon, or you know him as Scott Hall. He will be there. Now, I still don't know why he's there. Is he going to wrestle, or he's just going to be making appearances? Now, the reason I mentioned this, there's one match in particular that we have to pay attention.
Oh, yes.
I'm talking about Private Party versus their bosses, the Young Bucks. Thoughts?
Young Bucks. It's not a title defense. Oh no, it's their last. No, this is their last.
This is
show.
a dream match.
The dream match.
But also, this could be their last final appearance for both teams in the independent scenes, because we both know the Bucks are the EVPs of AEW.
Yeah. And
Private Party got full contracts with AEW.
My question is, like, you know how, like, whenever a performer or a pair of performers leave a company, they normally leave by going under. If this is both teams' last match at House of Glory, who's gonna go under and who's gonna go over?
I don't know. That's the good question. Now let's look at the stats from both teams.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start with the Young Bucks. You and I have known these guys have been the best tag team in the world.
The best.
They've been with many promotions over the years. I'm not going to name them, but if you guys know who it is, you definitely know who it is. And of course, they have been the top sellers in their own merchandise. They have held every title known to man. And of course, we do know they're the EVPs of AEW. So that's the stat for the Young Bucks. Now let's start with Private Party. A upcoming tag team from the independent scenes. Were trained by Amazing Red. They have been considered the future of tag team wrestling. They have impressed everyone at Fyter Fest.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if you guys saw the buy-in of Fyter Fest, you definitely know they are the future. Even though they did not win the match, they won the attention of all wrestling fans. And after the match, when it happened, the Bucks has announced they're giving them full contracts. So you see an experienced team versus an upcoming team that are going to make their mark in history in professional wrestling. Now that is a dream match in the making. Now, is this going to be a sad day? Yes. But it will be a good match. No doubt about it. Now, you're probably going to ask, when is it? Well, that's today.
Today.
And you can watch it on Fight TV. It's only $15.99. So if you guys wondering how can I get Fight TV, download the app. You can sign in by using your Facebook page or sign up an account.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how. But yes. So you can purchase the match to watch it, and you get to see it. There'll be other matches there. I know that the House of Glory title will be on the line. Again, the current champion is Anthony Gargone versus his former friend, Smiley. And I know the New York Wrecking Crew will be facing, who else? LAX for the House of Glory tag team titles. And I forgot what other matches. But it will be a good show to watch. So if you guys haven't purchased it, do that now. But if you guys, after watching this video, you haven't seen it yet, you can still watch it. So, what are your thoughts of this for this particular event?
Who's the New York Wrecking Crew?
They're like another team. The current tag team champions at LAX, as always. But I'm not sure about this because if you guys heard, LAX could be no longer part of Impact Wrestling. Now, we have been receiving reports that AEW and NWA have their eyes set on them. Now, there are those who are saying from WWE fans, they should go to WWE. But those who do know, why? I mean, they're just going to have them change their names, change their look. I mean, what's the point? But if you're in AEW, you can still be the same guys you were. You know, so you and I can agree they should go to AEW. I mean, they have been considered this year's best tag team. And they're perfect for the division. So we don't know yet if they're going to drop these titles or they're going to continue on. We don't know that. But all we got to do is watch and see. So I think that's it for right now. Or today. So if you like what we talked about, leave a comment down below. If you guys want to know more about the updates, just let me know and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. But until then, on behalf of the lead at WrestleZone, J-Rod,
Nico,
we must bid you all adieu. So, goodbye. And have a nice day. Bang.